You're not stuck because you picked the wrong AI money method. You're stuck because you picked one that bills during hours you don't own. Every list you've been handed was written for somebody with an empty Tuesday. 10 in the morning is when a business picks up the phone, and that's also when your manager can see your screen. So, 10 ways to make money with AI without quitting your job, counted down by how much of the work happens while you're at work. Number 10 pays the best on this list. It's also the worst one on it. Number 10. Corporate AI training. 40 people in a conference room, name tags, the good coffee, a projector nobody can get to work. It's 10:15 on a Tuesday, and you're at the front of that room teaching a sales team to prompt Claude without dumping the pipeline into it. That day pays. Freelance AI consultants get $600 to $1,200 a day. Agencies bill $1,500 to $2,500. And a custom on-site training day gets quoted at $3,000 to $6,000. Best money here, and it's sitting at number 10. Why? Because you can't be in that room. So here's the one thing I'm ranking all of this by. Because once you already have a job, it's the only thing that matters: the overlap. How much of the work has to happen inside the hours your employer already bought? A workshop is a Tuesday morning, and there's no evening version of a Tuesday morning. Nobody has ever booked a team off-site for 9 p.m. on a Saturday. Overlap on that one is total. Great business. Not yours yet. Number 9. Voice agents. You build a voice agent that answers the phone for a dental office, a plumber, a law firm that keeps missing calls at lunch. Vapey, Retail, 11 Labs agents, take your pick. They all do the same job now. On Fiverr, AI and automation work like this runs from about $75 to $520 a project, and AI development services average $254. So the build is real money, and I think you can genuinely do the build at midnight. Now you might think that's the whole job. You ship the agent, it picks up the phone, you never touch it again. Then it mishears a caller's name for 6 hours on a Thursday, and the office manager is calling you at 2 in the afternoon, and honestly, she's right to. She bought a phone that answers. It stopped answering. You're selling a business, it's business hours, and somebody has to be there during them. So the overlap's high, and it lands exactly where you can't reach it. Next. Number 8. The automation retainer. Same trap as number 9, dressed better. AI automation and implementation retainers run about $1,000 to $3,500 a month for a small business and $4,000 to $10,000 for mid-market. And Upwork says 77% of business leaders now want specialized fractional talent instead of another full-time hire. So the demand is real and the number is real. The number was never the problem. Look at what's actually inside the retainer. You're wiring their CRM to their inbox. You're cleaning up a Zapier flow somebody's cousin built in 2023. You're rewriting the same lead form for the third time. Fiverr prices that kind of consulting at $80 to $200 an hour, with average projects landing around $470. So the rate is fair and the work is real. But the work isn't what you're selling. What are they paying for? A discovery call, then a revision call, then the call where they ask if it can also do invoices. Nobody schedules those at 9 at night. A retainer is not a payment for a file, it's a payment for being reachable. And you're not reachable, you're in a stand-up meeting about Q3, so the overlap's high again. Number 7. Lead generation. Clay, Apollo, instantly, the whole outbound stack got very good very fast, and you can point it at a list at midnight. The money on the other side is real too. Appointment setting gets sold at $150 to $600 a booked meeting, and managed lead gen retainers run $3,000 to $12,000 a month. Then I looked at the phone data. The most productive hour to call a business is 10 in the morning, when about 15% of calls actually get answered and turn into a conversation. The other good window is 4 to 5 in the afternoon, and Wednesday beats Monday by about 50%. 3 numbers, one thing in common. Every hour a business is reachable is an hour you're employed. You can build the lists at night, write the sequences at night, have AI draft 200 openers at night in a hoodie at 11. The reply comes back at 11:40 the next morning and sits there going cold while you're in a meeting. Overlap, high, and that's the 4th one in a row. Those 4 all break the same way. It isn't that they don't make money, it's that they make it on a clock you don't hold the keys to. From here down, everything waits for you. Number 6. The faceless channel. Here's a strange one. Run the arithmetic on a channel doing 40,000 views a month. Most monetized channels earn somewhere between $1 and $7 per thousand views after YouTube's cut, with the all-niche average around $3 to $5. So 40,000 views is lunch money, and that's before the part people don't plan for. Since July of 2025, YouTube's inauthentic content policy makes mass-produced, templated videos ineligible to monetize at all, including slideshows that share the same narration. AI is still allowed. The assembly line isn't. This is the one I expect arguments about, so I'll be specific. Some of you are already typing that the fix is more uploads. The policy is aimed squarely at more uploads. Each video has to be worth watching on its own, so 11 Labs does the voice and Descript does the cut, and you still have to bring the idea. The idea is the part that takes your Sunday, and you can't automate the idea. Overlap is 0 here, and it's still down at number 6 for one reason. You can edit at midnight for 4 months before the first real payout, and that's if the channel works at all. Number 5. Digital products on Gumroad. A template is finished when you say it's finished. Nobody is waiting on it, nobody schedules a call about it, and it sells while you're asleep. Then somebody went and counted what you'd actually make. An analysis of 146,271 Gumroad products found the median creator makes under $100 a month, and roughly 4 in 10 products earn exactly 0 TOE. Gumroad takes 10% plus 50 cents a sale, which is not the reason those 4 in 10 made nothing. One number in that study should change what you do. Sellers with 3 or more products average around $5,201, about 5.7 times what single product sellers make. 1 product is you, hoping you guessed right. 6 products is a shelf, so you want the shelf, and a shelf is buildable in Canva or Notion on a Sunday, priced at $19. Up before you go to bed. So is it worth a Sunday? Only if you're going to spend 9 more of them. 0 overlap, slow start, and the ones who make it work are still adding products in month 9. Number 4. iVideo ads. A brand pays real money for a short ad, or it used to. Most human UGC creators charge $150 to $300 a video, beginners take $50 to $150, and the average cost of one deliverable is now $198, which is down 44% in a year. Brands committing to 4 to 12 a month lock in another 15% to 30% off. Meanwhile, an AI-generated version of the same asset, the kind a HeyGen avatar or a VO clip gives you in an afternoon, is priced between $3 and $25. You already know what that does to the human price. But the job is a file. You get a brief in your inbox, you deliver an MP4, nobody needs you on a call, and the whole thing happens between 8 and 11 at night. And notice who's buying. It's the store doing $40,000 a month that needs 6 ads this week and has never once asked who edited them. That's a buyer you can serve entirely by email. 0 overlap and a price sliding out from under you, so sell volume to 1 buyer instead of 1 video to 6. Number 3. Licensing your voice to 11 Labs. You record once and it earns without you. 11 Labs runs a voice library where creators get paid every time somebody generates audio with their voice. And voice creators there had earned $11 million by November of 2025, then over $22 million 6 months later, across more than 10,400 creators. That's the headline, so now do the division. $22 million across 10,400 people is about $2,100 each, cumulative, over the whole life of the marketplace, not per month. The rate starts at 3 cents per 1,000 characters, which is roughly 90 seconds of speech, and only generations by paying users count toward you. So no, this isn't $3,000 a month. 11 Labs does put up a voice actor who says she's made more from the marketplace than from the previous 5 years of her acting career. And I'd take that at what it is, a company telling you about its best case on its own blog. The version that works is narrower than that, and more boring. You have a voice in a language the library is thin on, or an accent nobody has uploaded, and you record a clean 30 minutes once. Overlap is 0, and the work is already done. Number 2. Freelance marketplaces like Upwork. On a marketplace, you don't go out and find the client. The client posts. You send a written proposal at 9:15 at night, and it's waiting for them at 9 in the morning, and that's not a workaround, that's the whole design. Everybody assumes this means living on your phone, and Fiverr's own rulebook says otherwise. Your response rate there is the share of first buyer messages you answer within 24 hours on a rolling 90-day window, and it's one of 6 metrics that decide your seller level. 24 hours. Not 24 minutes. Evenings clear that bar with a full day to spare. And the money is ordinary in the good way. Upwork puts the average freelancer at about $39 an hour, most charging $29 to $54, and freelancers who fold AI into the work earn 34% more per hour than the ones who don't. Be careful which lane you pick though, because Upwork's own index shows generative AI creative contract starts grew 90% in a year, while earnings per contract fell 13%. More work, less per job. If I were starting here tonight, I'd take the boring lane. The one where somebody needs a spreadsheet cleaned. This is also the answer to the question a lot of you are already asking, which is how you get a customer at all when you can't take a call at 2 in the afternoon. You don't chase one. You write well at night. Overlap, near enough to 0. Number 1. Paid AI training work. There's a category of work where the pay is hourly, the tasks sit in a queue, and you take the ones you want. Mercor's own guide says you choose which tasks and projects you work on as your time and interest allows. Read that again as somebody with a job. The published bands run $12 to $25 an hour entry level, $25 to $53 mid-level, and $75 to $200 and up for expert or specialized work, with a national average around $31 an hour as of early 2026. Specialists in medical, legal, and technical review sit at $130 to $180. Mercor says it pays out more than $1.5 million a day to more than 30,000 contractors. Now the part that doesn't make it into the pitch. Forbes reported one project paying $21 an hour that got scrapped, and the contractors were offered a similar one at $16, a 24% cut, and people across these platforms describe the task supply as feast or famine. I'd read that as the ceiling on this one, not the floor. So no, I wouldn't call it a salary. It's a tap that runs and stops. But it's the only thing here where a Tuesday at 11 p.m. turns into a specific number of dollars this month. Overlap, 0. Everything above it wanted a slice of your workday, and the 4 at the top wanted a version of you who had already quit. Bankrate puts the share of adults in the states running any side hustle at 27%, the smallest slice they've measured since 2017, and the middle earner in that group clears $200 a month. And I don't think a lot of those people are lazy. I think they're tired, because they picked something that needed a Tuesday morning and then spent 8 months deciding they were the problem. They weren't. Nobody is going to hand you back the hours between 9 and 5, so the only question that's actually yours to answer is what you do with the hours you already own. You have evenings. You have a Saturday. That's the capital, and it's the only capital on this list you fully control. Pick the work that waits for you. So tell me in the comments which block of hours you've actually got. Evenings, early mornings, or weekends, and I'll tell you which of these 10 I'd start with. Every figure and every source in this video is in the free one-pager in the description. Next one is the part nobody covers, the first paying customer when the whole thing runs after dark. Subscribe and I'll have it ready.